I want to tell you, the Jason Sullivan that time took on 2 people at the point of attack. One of the Hudson kids he took on got shaken up a little bit, but boy, did he break that play down.
Yeah, it made him have to string it out. It actually cost him 5 yards on that. Gotta love those big kids that just start bashing it in up the middle right there and wreaking havoc for offensive linemen.
Oh, they are. Jason Sullivan, I mean, there's just no way you can move him. You either got to trap him or double team him, or best thing is probably just run away from him.
Gould, does a little option keeper and Beveridge. Oh.
There's Jason coming back chasing. I guess it doesn't make any difference what you do with him today.
That's gotta hurt. He got after that ball. He put a stick on Beveridge.
But that time Ben Catone on the other side, off the line of scrimmage, just taking the play away from the Hudson offensive line. Marlboro's both lines, offense and defense, controlling the line of scrimmage.
Gotta get up on it right there, and they did it. Beveridge probably hearing some birds after that one.
There's some real hitting out there.
Yeah, these guys really pop. I was surprised, even from far away you can hear the helmets. Interestingly, Jason Gould hasn't been as much of a factor as they would have liked to have. Oh, holy smokes. And Catone makes up for that 15-yarder. And because that was a clean hit. And
Benny Catone going out in style. Boy, what a hit. He come up there untouched and really laid a hit on poor Joe Beveridge.
That is a shaken Beveridge.
I could feel that all the way up here.
Oh, that one brought the crowd to their feet. Boy, that was a pop.
Well, here's the first punt of the day against the wind. Jay Roan gets to try it.
And the snap was a little bit high. They're sending the block. He gets away a fairly decent punt.
A nice punt.
And back to return. Gilliett's just going to let it bounce. And again.
That's a 45-yard punt from where he kicked the ball against the wind. That's a fine kick. Marlboro with good field position, though, on their own 42-yard line.
They have a minute and a half left here in the first half. You think you're going to see him run a 2-minute type of offense?
Well, Dutchie's going with his backup quarterback, going to give him some work here, which is good in the first half with a 28-point lead. This guy, they've run a lot of option when TJ has been in the ball game, so they may try to run some option with him.
Could happen. We have Brian Greska as the fullback, along with Gilliett. Somebody moved a little bit early.
Looked like the whole offensive backfield for Marlboro that time leaning a little left before the start of the play.
So Gilliett, Podlesny, and Greska making up the wishbone attack now. And Lee Ricker having some words there. But, Lee Ricker was my track coach in high school. Still a track coach up at Neshoba Regional. He's a great guy.
Offensive coordinator. Here he is, a great guy. And a great coach. He's done a great job here for Marlboro the time he's been here.
You can hear his voice from Bolton when you're in Marlboro. And once again, so close. Lance Podlesny just ripping off those humongous runs.
Mark D'Amelio, a great tackle for Hudson. Otherwise, you have another long, big play for Marlboro. That was a great tackle.
20-yard pickup right there.
Saved the touchdown.
Was that a counter? That looked like they were running some sort of a
counter.
That
was a counter.
And they're just going to pitch right now to him. Pitch left, actually. And brought down that time. Didn't get quite as far.
Greg Tennell did a nice job for Hudson coming up there quickly on that play. Greg saw that play coming.
And Gilliett lining back up. We got about 50 seconds left in the half now. Whoa, better get back off the field. Jason Reyes, a freshman, anxious to get in there and get some playing time. And there's Gilliett. Not much brewing for Gilliett on that one. Gets just back to the line of scrimmage, brings up a 3rd and 9. Jay Roan. Jay Roan has been to the Hudson defense, what J.J. Donahue and Jason Sullivan have been.
He's all over the field for Hudson. Lance Podlesny looks like he was hurt again that time.
Oh, Rake, a little pump fake by Rake. Gets away, gets around the corner. Oh, it's going to be a big collision. And he manages to get out of bounds, pick up the first. That's a flag right there, yeah. call that.
TJ showing his athletic ability there, huh? Dodging that pass rush and getting out to his left. Made a good gain, smart enough to head for the sideline.
And Jeff Collette gave him a little late whack on that one. Got Rake's dander up, but that's going to be a 15-yarder on Hudson. Jason Race is going to come in. He's going to give Gilead a break at the right halfback. And they're also running in Mike Sincata.
Dutchie rotating his backs here just about every play. A lot of different people in the football game. Kids getting a lot of experience for the coming seasons.
Dutch says this kid Reyes is going to be one to watch. He's a real burner as a freshman. He's going to throw the halfback option. That was the pass semi. I was going to say that reminded me of the UNH pass in the BU overtime, but the quarterback didn't go out on that one.
That time Sean Jameson for Hudson really smelt that play out. He was over there looking for that throwback screen.
A halfback to halfback, fullback, halfback to halfback screen, and they're going to try a field goal with the wind at their back and 6.3 seconds left in the first half here.
Wholesale changes for Marlboro for this field goal. Unless we see one of your calls again. Reverse pass, sweep.
And if it does happen, if they do go to the right, one of the guys back guarding for Hudson will be David Ingersoll.
This will be a 30-yard field goal.
Yeah, he's going to actually give it a shot, and no. Not going to be close. Oh, that's eligible? You can run? Got to keep running.
That's a live ball.
So at the end of the first half, much to the pleasure of the partisan crowd here at Kelleher Field, the Marlboro Panthers take a 28-0 lead. And Moulton, another squib kickoff. And
Marlboro's still showing a lot of respect for Hudson's return.
Jeff Collette, the big man, definitely want to get his hands on the football one more time, maybe pick it up and rumble. Did not happen, but nevertheless, he can tell his kids he was part of Thanksgiving Day history.
Certainly is. Jeff is a good-sized lad. Offensive tackle for offensive guard, rather, for Hudson. Had a good year for them.
And let's see, he's going to bring Beveridge back out to start the half at quarterback. And plays off. And inside, that's going to be Kroll.
Jeff Cotton in on that play. Jeff is really taking the blockers on that side of the line of scrimmage, doing a great job all day here today for Marlboro.
That's a good for 6 yards, that pop right there. Like I said earlier, Jason Gould not seeing his number called too much today. He's their star running back, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. And he left early on that one. That one is going to be on. No, it's not. He breaks a couple tackles. I think it's going to come back, though.
Looked like procedure, but he's a tough runner, that Jason Gould.
Murtaugh finally brought him down.
The Gould name is really a name that a lot of kids with that name from Hudson over the years played a big part of this Turkey Day Classic. Marlboro had a Gould playing for them last year, a transplant from Hudson, so great athletes from Hudson by the name of Gould.
He's at the Marlboro. Jason Gould is actually up at Worcester State this year. Put together a pretty good team. The Lancers had a pretty solid season.
Oh, they had a great game. Brian Cullen and the staff up there did a super job.
We got a first down and 10 at the Marlboro 48 now for Hudson. A little bit of continuity, and they're going to go to Kroll again on the left side. Looks like that's good for about 5 yards.
Yeah, that wingback counter, fullback going one way, tailback the other. Guards out front. I'm sure that Dutchie told his team at halftime that you got to hang in there. This game isn't over by any means. Got to stay right on top of this team, kind of let them back in the game.
Marlboro put 20 of their points on the board in the first quarter. It only takes a quarter to do it, obviously, you know, any given team, any given day. And once again, big pop right there on Kroll. Gordy Halliday with the original stick. Donahue was in.
Yeah, Gordon really put a lick on Jason that time, but Jason, hard running, still managed a couple more yards.
Well, Hudson's sustaining a little bit of a drive now. It's about their 5th play. Another hurting themselves with those procedures, though.
Try to go a little quick count that time. Looked like they fooled his own people more than Marlboro.
That's 5 yards, still first down. So now they have a 1st and 15 from the Marlboro 42. Just under 9.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here at Turkey Day at Kelleher Field. Along with Bob Brennan, I'm Glenn Gleason for Channel 30's televised coverage.
A little spread formation this time, Glenn.
This kid Melvin, he's a burner right on our side here. If he can get open, just tried a little bit of a cutback. Oh, and it's a completion out of the backfield. And Beveridge gets Kroll out of the backfield. Sets up a... No, they just about got back to their for the first down yardage. No, they're giving him the first down.
Little spread formation that time. 49 coming out of the wingback position. Get in behind the linebacker. Very finely executed play by Hudson.
And Beveridge again. Tried to fake the keeper.
Looks like Hudson running a little more at Marlboro this half rather than the trap plays and the counter plays they tried in the first half. Having a little success here early in the half.
And just go man up on him. Actually, Scott Giroux is coming out of the game for the Panthers. He's been replaced by Ben Catone. And right up the gut. Nice run. Jay Parento.
That's the start of Hudson's option play. They run the option off that same style play. It's almost a veer option, but doing a nice job with it here with that first man. Quarterback making a good read.
Another first down for the Hawks. Once again, they got the split backfield, and they're just going to give it to Parento. Bulls his way down. Looks like he picked up about 7 yards on the carry.
This particular drive, the Hudson offensive line having their way, getting the ball, beating the Marlboro defensive line off the ball.
I don't know, maybe it's me, but they have Parento listed as 5'6", 138, a very tiny kid, and he's just, he's certainly running a lot bigger than he looks.
He looks a lot bigger than 138, too. From up here, good pair of legs on him, running real hard. Marlboro taking a timeout.
I want to talk about this, not too happy with that.
Tim Hickey doing a little... well, let's say he's trying to get the attention of the boys down there for the Panthers. But the Hudson offensive line doing a great job getting off the ball much better this half, the start of this half, than they did the whole first half.
Just saying, you guys, you got to play some better football than that. That should not be happening. I mean, they're just letting them go right up the middle on that. And
good camera work there by your boss.
John Breen looking good down on the sidelines.
Well, we get the second down, about 3. Glenn with a chance to pick up a first down here, even if they don't score.
Yeah, I tell you what, certainly Hudson got a great chance to break the shutout, maybe establish a little bit of momentum. They chewed up a lot of the clock, though, on this drive, which is not their enemy yet, but could be. There's going to be another penalty. That one's going to be on Hudson again, I believe. It looked like the right side of the line got off the ball before anybody else did. Yep.
You made the call, Glenn. Procedure. Just what Hudson needed. 5-yard penalty.
A lot of people say that could work to their advantage, sort of opens up the field a little bit more. They're not as jammed in if they want to try some sort of a pass, but neither team is shown that much of a tendency to go to the air today. So.
Well, I prefer 2nd and 3 versus 2nd and 8 anytime, any place on the field.
That's a very good point. Evers comes out over center, and actually a good pass fake on that. Sean Kroll.
Some nice running there by Sean. That's a play that Marlboro really has taken away from them in the first half, but they've run it twice this period and with a little success.
Okay. Well, that was good for about 5 yards right there.
Well, they've got 2 downs to pick up 3 yards for first down.
If they do that, they have four more cracks at it. And, that was Wardwell.
Jeff Cotton, another big defensive stop for Marlboro.
If I'm Hudson, you have to go for it.
Oh, I don't think there's any question they're going to go for it. They're even going to take time out to make sure they get the play they want. Imperative that they go in and score here if they're going to have any chance to get back in the ball game. Marlboro makes a stop here. It's, I think you can light up the cigar. Is that what Red Auerbach used to do?
Yeah. So with more than the third quarter, just about halfway over, we have Marlboro still on top, 28-0. Hudson's got the ball on the Marlboro 2-yard line. It's a 4th and 1. And a good situation for them.
Well, Glenn, you make the call here. You got a 4th down, about 2 yards to go. Important that you get in the end zone here. What are you going to do here?
I'm going to give it to Gould. I'm going to send everybody. I'm going to bring in 2 tight ends and just try to bust it to the right, probably, like you said, to our left, to Marlboro's right. Try to run it away from Sullivan and Cotton, because they've been causing some serious damage here. And it's not going anywhere. Wow, big stop for Marlboro on that one. Jay Roan.
A little confusion in the Hudson backfield that time.
Nowhere to go for him, and Marlboro hangs tough.
The 5-yard penalty was a killer for Hudson. It's 2nd down and 3, and they took that 5-yard penalty and took him right out of the drive.
You asked me to make the call. I said run away from Sullivan, but he ran into Donahue and Catone, and then Jason saw some happy fans on the sidelines here celebrating. But back to the action now. We're going to have Sincata back in at quarterback. And it starts to get Reed Podlesny. Actually, Bob, you said today was also a 50th anniversary game.
50th anniversary, the 1944 undefeated Class C champions of Marlboro High School, captained by Walter Brennan, my older brother.
Not the famous movie actor Walter Brennan.
No, Walter Brennan, the famous Marlboro High athlete.
Okay, and that's Shane Gilliott grinding out about 5 yards on the carry. Going to bring up a 3rd and short. Going to look like about 3rd and 1.
That game, incidentally, 1944, the field was covered with snow. The only thing you could see were the lines. They cleared the lines across the field.
Wow, like the infamous Patriots game against the Dolphins.
Yeah, Marlboro won that game 13-0. Some great football players in that game. Dick Duran, Army Bully, Billy Wing. Outstanding players from Marlboro.
That's old school football right there.
That's old school football.
Were they running the wishbone back then?
Ran the short punt in those days.
And that was a Gilliott on that. Shane Gilliott gets back up. They're running in a whole bunch of subs now. For the starters, the whole line comes off the field. Jason Sullivan coming off along with Tim Biddy. No, they're not. It's a punt. I apologize. I sort of lost track of the down and distance on that. And it looks like Marlboro's got a little bit of confusion. They might have to...
Making sure they get everybody on the field. Time rapidly ticking away here.
I know, they're going to have to They might call the flag. It could be a fake. No, he's going to, not necessarily a quick kick. Joe Eady was not, 28 rather. David Ingersoll, not too much of a return on that.
I tell you, I'm impressed with the kicking game of both Marlboro and Hudson. These punters doing a great job kicking with the wind and against the wind. That's a 35-yard punt against the wind for T.J. Reich.
Maybe they've been taking some punting lessons from John Toyas, Marlboro's answer to Ray Guy. The Shamrocks answer to Ray Guy, anyway.
I tell you, John's a hell of a punter.
And now Hudson takes over on the Marlboro 37. This is their best field position of the day to start a drive. They got down to about the 3, the last drive, and then that 5-yard penalty, like Bob said, just pretty much killed their chance at that touchdown. And there's the play right there. Oh, almost. Beveridge was looking for Ronnie Melvin. And good coverage by Rick Sincata. But if Beveridge had got that ball ahead of him, he could have been gone. They said that kid
well thrown ball, but good coverage. And a sideline and up move by Hudson, but Rick didn't bite for it. He stayed with him all the way.
Melvin can burn. That brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. And there's Jay Roan. Too much distance. And him going to set up a 3rd and 4. And in on the tackle.
Jay Roan, he's going to be a sore boy today. He's made a lot of hits out there, both offensively and defensively.
He's going to know he's in a football game. Dutch Holland pretty much staying with the first team D here. Kind of got a little bit of a scare, I think. Hudson marched it all the way down to the 3-yard line. Beveridge just a little quick hit. No luck. Looking for Danny Sullivan. Danny Sullivan, the Indianapolis 500 winner from a few years back. They brought him out.
Well, I'll tell you, Hudson, pretty good play that time. End open for a minute there. Pass a little thrown over his head. Might have made some yards had he caught that one.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He just had the secondary back there to contend with. Marlboro, looks like they're going to be blitzing here. They got everybody up front. And Beveridge got hit just as he got rid of it. The pass is completed to Sean Kroll, but
Jim Valerio made the hit on the quarterback that time. Jim, another underclassman, doing a fine job for Marlboro this year. Got a chance to play some football, and it looks like he's going to be a good one for next year.
Jimmy Valerio. So the Panthers take over on downs. Now time starting to run down in the 3rd quarter. I'm not too well schooled on this rivalry, but do you recall any time there's ever been a shutout?
Oh, there's been a few over the years. I can't remember the last one. I think back here when Huck Hannigan was here, I think Huck's last year, Hudson shut Marlboro out. You go back into the 40s, Marlboro won a big one here, I think in 47, 25-0.
Sincata back in a quarterback. His brother goes into motion. His brother Mike, and just another one up the middle for Podlesny. And Brian Braga, we're going to give him the
follow, and Jay Sullivan again. Can't say enough about him today.
One thing I like, because Dutch Holland coached at Neshoba when I was there, is they run the line call offense. I kind of like that. It sort of throws teams for a loop. I mean, obviously, if you scout it, you know how they run it, but still, it's a little bit different. You have the tackle, the center, and then the tackle calling out numbers, which correspond with the play. And 2 of them are the dummy calls, and 1 of them is the live call.
Yeah, pretty much the same system Huck Hannigan used when he was here. Huck was big on the line calls. And most offensive lines today use line calls somehow or other. I know in the